Lily Martin from the City of Chelsea.
And where are you from?
Today, we'll hear from President and CEO of United Way of Massachusetts Bay, Marty Martinez, Chelsea City Manager, Fidel Maltez, State Senator Sal DiDomenico, and State Representative Judith Garcia. Before we begin, I do want to point out that there are flyers throughout the room with QR codes to a digital press packet. And allow me to introduce our first speaker, Marty Martinez.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you to the City Manager Maltez, City Council President De Jesus, Senator DiDomenico, and State Representative Garcia. Thank you so much for being here. In this moment of challenge, the United Way has done what we have done for many years, is mobilize in partnership. Mobilize community partners, mobilize donors, mobilize nonprofits to support communities, especially in difficult and challenging times. And because of that, we've launched the United Response Fund to be able to support communities in a time when there is so much uncertainty coming from the federal government. 2 weeks ago, the governor reached out to the United Way about the federal decisions to freeze SNAP benefits during the shutdown. But more importantly, the governor reached out to us to help us mobilize in the face of many basic needs being impacted across our community. And we knew immediate action was needed. That decision around the federal government challenges around SNAP put 1.1 million people at risk of losing access to food and access to resources. The 13 United Ways came together across the state to activate the United Response Fund, to mobilize resources, and we have quickly raised millions of dollars statewide, while we will be announcing a much larger amount later today. But now we're moving quickly to get dollars into communities, and that's why we're here in Chelsea today. Nearly 10,000 Chelsea residents rely on SNAP benefits for food security, but we know there are many others who don't have access to resources. And so we're continuing to work in partnership with leadership here in Chelsea. The United Way and the City of Chelsea are joining forces to provide immediate emergency support to ensure community organizations can respond quickly to local needs and sustain long-term relief during not only in the challenges that we experience today, but the ongoing issues that are a part of what's happening with the federal government. Together, we are reactivating the One Chelsea Fund, a fund that was activated during COVID when many folks organized and worked together to build support for the community. And many communities across the state looked to the One Chelsea Fund for what you all accomplished here for us to be able to take into other places. So today, the United Way of Mass Bay is announcing a $100,000 investment from the United Response Fund to support efforts to provide emergency food assistance here in Chelsea. It not only builds on a strong partnership between the City of Chelsea and the United Way, who've worked together over many years, but it also builds on the leadership here in Chelsea. The community's resiliency not only to support one another, but to stand together as city leaders, nonprofits, community leaders, working together to rise to the challenges that are impacting so many families in the community and impacting the systems that we all care about. Our first round of grants have already been awarded. We've awarded $65,000 to 7 organizations based in Chelsea who will expand food pantries, launch mobile markets, and deliver meals directly to families' doors. Again, SNAP made these issues much more apparent and in the news, but the issues around food insecurity existed before the shutdown and are only grow as we continue to see the impact of federal government changes that are trickling down into our communities. We will continue to mobilize resources to bridge gaps, but we could not do this without the leadership of the City of Chelsea and the leadership of the community who continues to mobilize together in the community. So on behalf of the United Way of Mass Bay, we'd like to give City Manager Maltez this check for $100,000 to support the community. And this check is the beginning of the reactivation of this fund, and it represents the beginning of more work to be done to make sure families have the support they need here in Chelsea. So with that, I'll pass it to the City Manager, and again, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Marty. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you to the United Way, our community partners, and our city councilors for stepping up and supporting our residents when they need us most. It feels like Chelsea has been hit with one crisis after another this year. But this new crisis, it strikes us differently. Nearly 10,000 Chelsea residents depend on SNAP to put food on their table. That is 1 in 4 residents. When SNAP benefits are not delivered, when emergency fuel assistance is shut off, there is a devastating ripple effect. Families are forced to make impossible decisions. They struggle to obtain essential items because every dollar has to be stretched even further than before. This crisis also threatens our public health. It threatens our residents' ability to keep the lights on and stay warm. Most importantly, it threatens our dignity. But here's what we want our residents to know. When Washington fails, Chelsea responds. Today, we stand side by side with the United Way and our nonprofit partners to show what is possible when we come together in crisis. We are so grateful to the United Way, who has stepped up and provided this amazing $100,000 in support. Please join me in clapping one more time for the United Way. Thank you. And to ensure that this incredible contribution has the broadest possible reach, our City Council will match this donation with $100,000 of city funds. Thank you. And we are not stopping there. With the relaunch of the One Chelsea Fund, we are going to raise additional resources for all residents who are facing financial hardship. As Marty said, the One Chelsea Fund was originally created in the pandemic. And back then, it raised more than $2 million. That's right, $2 million. And it provided direct financial assistance to Chelsea households. And today, with the One Chelsea Fund, we will provide direct assistance to households that are experiencing food insecurity and unforeseen emergencies. Everyone in this room knows that Chelsea has always been resilient. And everyone in this room knows that Chelsea cannot do it alone. And we call on everyone to support our residents and contribute to the One Chelsea Fund. I make a commitment today. We will feed our residents, we will support our families, and we will continue with the United Way to build partnerships and mobilize and ensure that no one in Chelsea is left behind. I'm going to do it in Spanish. Muchas gracias por estar con Chelsea hoy. Y muchas gracias al United Way, a nuestras organizaciones comunitarias y a nuestros concejales de que apoyen a nuestros residentes cuando más lo necesitan. Este año Chelsea ha sufrido una crisis tras otra, pero esta nueva crisis nos afecta más que nunca. 10,000 residentes en Chelsea dependen en SNAP. Eso es de 1 de cada 4 residentes. Y cuando no se entregan los beneficios de SNAP, cuando se interrumpe la asistencia federal, eso nos afecta a la comunidad muchísimo. Las familias se ven obligadas a tomar las decisiones imposibles. Luchan por conseguir artículos esenciales y asegurarse de que cada dólar le rinda más que nunca. Esta crisis amenaza nuestra salud pública, amenaza la capacidad de nuestros residentes a mantener la luz encendida y a pagar la renta. Pero más que todo, esta crisis amenaza a nuestra dignidad. Es por eso de que estamos hoy aquí y le aseguramos a todos los residentes, cuando Washington falla, Chelsea responde. Hoy nos unimos a United Way y a otras organizaciones en la comunidad a demostrar lo que se puede hacer cuando trabajamos juntos en los tiempos de crisis. Hoy celebramos con el United Way de que nos has dado una ayuda de $100,000 de que va a ayudar a los residentes de Chelsea a pasar esta difícil situación. Y para garantizar de que este apoyo tenga el mayor alcance, nuestro consejo igualará esta donación con $100,000 de fondos de la ciudad. Y no paramos ahí. La ciudad de Chelsea y el United Way lanzamos el One Chelsea Fund. Y va a recaudar recursos adicionales para ayudar a los residentes a enfrentar las emergencias. El One Chelsea Fund se creó en la pandemia y en aquel entonces el fondo recaudó más de $2 millones y le trajo asistencia financiera a muchos hogares en Chelsea. Esta vez, el One Chelsea Fund brindará asistencia financiera a los hogares que sufren inseguridad alimentaria y emergencias imprevistas. Chelsea siempre ha sido resiliente, pero Chelsea no lo puede hacer solo. Y hacemos un llamado a todos para que apoyen a nuestros residentes y contribuyan al One Chelsea Fund. Vamos a alimentar a nuestros residentes, vamos a apoyar a nuestras comunidades, vamos a crear alianzas y vamos a luchar para que nadie en Chelsea se quede atrás. Muchísimas gracias y es un honor.
Thank you, Fidel. And before I begin, I want to thank my good friend Marty from United Way and his team for all that you do every single day to make sure the residents of the state get what they deserve. And now you're giving your funding to the people I love the most in Chelsea. So we appreciate all your support coming to our hometown and doing what you're doing today. So it's a big deal for all of us in Chelsea. That not only they are coming here, but giving money to the city itself, but also supporting our previous organizations who on the ground every single day doing the work in the trenches, know the people trust them, they know where to find support and help, and that's what they do, not just during the time of a lot of cameras being here in the chamber, but every single day of the year. And thank you for all that you do. And many of the faces here were doing the same kind of work when the One Chelsea Fund was developed during COVID as well. So they never stopped. They never stopped. They kept going and they kept doing the work. So we appreciate all that we do. And I always say, I have a larger district, and I always say that I wish that other places around the state would have the infrastructure and the organizations that Chelsea has that really put their arms around the residents and lift everybody up together and make sure this is a welcoming place for everyone to succeed and have opportunities going forward. So that's what they do every single day. I also want to thank my good friend, Fidel. I'd say he is the best city manager in the entire state, and he is. He absolutely is. He does a crisis after crisis with dignity and grace, and his heart is in it because this is his hometown. This is where he's from. These are his people. And he treats them with respect and dignity that they all deserve as well. And, you know, we can talk about what's happening beyond our state and down in D.C., and I wasn't going to get into it, but I'm going to say a little bit today. And I wouldn't be true to who I am if I didn't say what I want to say to my head right now. What is happening in D.C. and what is happening around our country by folks that pretend hunger does not exist, that pretend they're not hurting the people that they represent every single day, that turn a blind eye to what is happening in their own communities and allowing people to suffer, to sacrifice, to live without. And to do that and smile in front of a camera and stop blaming each other is not how our country was built. It is not who we are as people. It is not who we represent. And it should not be the words coming out of the leaders of our nation. So when anyone talks to us about we can all do a little more. Yes, we can. And we can all do a little more. Absolutely. But we also need the folks to stop the rhetoric and the assault on poor people in this country, and working people in this country, and people that may not look like them in this country, that may not talk like them in this country. And that is what is happening every single day in Washington, D.C. Our government has failed us. And because of that, we need help from other folks to do the work that government should be doing ourselves. We should be giving the money to our local communities. Our federal government should not be blocking food assistance to our residents. They should not be proud of the work they're doing, because I'm not proud of what they're doing right now. And we all should not be proud of that. We should not be proud of what is happening in our nation's capital right now. The leader of the free world does not respect the people of this country.
That's right.
Does not respect the people that he was voted in to serve. And because of that, we are in Chelsea trying to push together things and pull things together just to get by. Just to get by. People making tough decisions, because as Fidel said, between food, paying rent, medical bills, and on top of that, fear of going out of their home because of what might be outside looking at them and where they might be going. We are living in a perfect storm right now, and we need partners to push back and speak loudly, and not just be complicit and be silent of what is happening in our country today. Silence is complicity. That's what it is. So I am calling on DC, and in a way I think that top guy might be listening to us, because he watches TV all the time. Not doing the work, he's watching TV. Stop being the hateful person that you have become for this country. Release the SNAP funds. Stop tying things up in court. Stop trying to tell people they can do better and they don't need us, and it relies on the states and the people in the communities. That is not who we are as the United States of America. And the people of Chelsea are getting caught in the crossfire of what is happening in DC. We can do better, and we will do better. And we're very fortunate that we have people in Chelsea that are coming together, again, in a crisis, not made by themselves, to support the people that they respect, love, and have compassion for. We need more of that in this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator. It's been an honor to serve alongside you to represent the wonderful and great city of Chelsea. Good morning, everyone. Today we're in a room where there is a different kind of leadership in this room. We have council members, we have nonprofit organizations here who are stepping up. We have a tremendous city manager who has also stepped up. And the United Way, once again, thank you. Thank you for taking that call. Governor Healy, our legislature, asked you to step up and help us as we deal with this crisis that was inherited by, as our senator says, a federal failure. And here we are today. You are reigniting an incredible One Chelsea Fund to help families, seniors, our veterans. We are hours away from celebrating Veterans Day. And these individuals and their families depend on SNAP, on food security. And this room is saying, we are here, we see you, we're stepping up. And that is powerful. It is important for me also to update members that are here, people that are watching, that the good news is that this state made sure on Saturday that families received SNAP benefits. So members across our Commonwealth, including Chelsea, have started receiving their November SNAP benefits after last week's pause. The remaining SNAP households, about 44% of them, should receive their full benefits starting this week, barring further action from the Trump administration. So we've stepped up in that way. We're not backing down to bullies, and we are going to continue, if possible, to distribute those funds. But despite that outside pressure, we remain steadfast. That's why we're announcing this major milestone here in the city of Chelsea. And as that support stalls, we remain committed to our members. So my call as your state representative to those watching, as we reactivate this one fund, as we reward the nonprofits that are here doing the work, we ask those who are watching, donate, give, whatever you can, $5, $10, donate to the One Chelsea Fund, because we can make it possible, we can tackle this united as a community, because that's the Chelsea way. We take care of one another, the Chelsea way. So thank you for everyone who joined us. Thank you to the United Way. Thank you to my partners, and thank you to the nonprofits who are leading. Thank you so much.
So in closing, we want to acknowledge and celebrate the nonprofit partners and do a photo with the city manager. So La Colaborativa, Green Roots, Community Action Programs, Inner City, the Neighborhood Developers, Revival International, Soccer Without Borders, and Sela Chelsea Day Resource Center are the first wave of organizations who are supported, with more to come. So if we can take a photo together, again, thank you for your work and your partnership, and we'll sort of end with the photo with all the organizations. Thank you so much, everyone.
3, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. I got you. Thank you so much.